we are. Eurovision week. Are you ready, Scott?
Are you ready? Are you ready for recording a podcast with your friends?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I am.
Ooh, that was nice.
Yeah.
Are you
Oh,
ready?
I quite like that.
Appreciate that. Appreciate it a lot.
I got a little bit of deja vu.
Yeah, well, I have already done this, but the
Yeah,
big man
yeah,
wanted to make
yeah.
sure the audio was okay so that people could actually listen to it. But,
Exactly.
priorities.
I'm a stickler, mate. It's so annoying because that is a beautiful shirt
What, my
and
one?
I want it. Yeah.
For Austin, Texas.
Longhorns, baby.
Longhorns.
That is old.
I think I bought it for Mum.
Yeah. Well, here we are.
That was from our first trip.
Yeah,
That
it
was
was.
from
Houston.
17 years ago.
Yeah. Wow, that long.
I don't think it's that long, but I like that. I think we should go with it.
Am I really bad at math?
2009, 15 years.
That's a long time.
It's a long time.
I've been a
Alright,
Houston
that's
Texans fan for 15 years. I'll take that.
Yeah, there you go.
And I'm only just getting good now.
And Bruno's been a Colts fan for 9 years because obviously he was a Jet up until recently. Yeah. Anyway, that's a lie.
Terrible.
One thing, I'll say this. The one thing I know about Bruno is that he does love Eurovision. And as he's already said, it is Eurovision week. This is, if Bruno marks down a couple dates on the calendar, usually it is Ellie Smith's birthday, and the second one is Eurovision. Don't know why I keep naming
You got
people.
that. You got that. Yeah, you got that one. You tried to put that in at the start of the podcast this week. You put it in at the end last week.
No one hears
And yeah, so I like that. Yeah, it's probably it's slowly becoming numero uno for me for my favorite week and day of the year.
Can I ask you a question?
No, that was so annoying because I saw a TikTok today and it was like all the old like comebacks. And that was just such a that was an awful one. It wasn't, but it was in that bracket. So I apologize. Yeah, go ahead, mate. Ask me anything. I'm an open book.
What's bigger? So Eurovision night, Halloween. What's better?
Eurovision
or your birthday?
Eurovision
or Christmas? Christmaka.
Christmaka.
No.
If you say Christmas, yeah. Eurovision, I think, yeah.
Okay, so what could possibly be a bigger night then?
If Colts got to the Super Bowl, that would be a bigger night.
Mm-hmm.
WrestleMania is obviously up there. Obviously, I don't know. Halloween is close.
Yeah,
sure.
I love Halloween. Halloween. Did you know what I'd say about it though? Is rarely do things have a actual evening that actually live up to the hype to an extent.
Yeah.
And this sounds ridiculous with Eurovision, but Christmas, I love the Christmas time.
Yeah.
Christmas Day.
Yes, it's a whole.
Yeah,
a whole,
Halloween. Love October, love getting into the vibe, horror films. Actual Christmas Day, Halloween, I'm not going out trick-or-treating or anything. I'm not doing anything particular. It's the build-up was nicer. Even, dare I say, winning a Premier League, if you're an Arsenal fan or a City fan or a Man United fan, it's the season was good, not necessarily that one moment where the 90 minutes goes, you go, and then you just carry on with your life.
Yeah.
It's the whole thing. Whereas Eurovision, there's no build-up, in our world anyway. But I'll tell you this, Saturday, Bruno will be here at the address.
I will be here.
You'll be here at the address. There'll be animals everywhere. There'll be champagne. Bruno probably has a fedora on.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe even have a nugget ring on his little finger. And we will have the best night.
Yeah.
Rarely do things actually match up to that. Like, I just said all that. Everyone's going, wow, what a time. And guess what? It's actually going to happen.
Well, Bruno in the past has themed the food around where the Eurovision is that year.
That's a fun game we could play, Bruno. Do you know what food you're thinking about?
I'm not. I'm not set on it yet. I was gonna go down that route, Joe, for sure. I said for sure a lot. But if we didn't have like 10 ton of mints last week, and pretty much the meal, because we had like it would be Swedish meatballs, and we pretty much had that last week. So I feel like
are we going to IKEA on the day?
We might have to.
Do Wales have one?
Well, they do somewhere. I don't know where.
Probably in a major town.
Cardiff, I think. Right near England.
About 2 hours away. I reckon we could get something. Hey, Bruno, could you pick up some flat pack furniture on the way?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I need to
If it's not meatballs, what else is there?
get a unit together.
And again,
I'm
if we're
not
missing
sure.
anything on YouTube at the Peppercorn Boys, comment below any Swedish dishes that we could potentially do. I feel like something like herring. I feel like could be a Swedish thing.
Some sort of pickled fish.
No. I'm not gonna lie. There's a few things that I don't like watching in this world, and one of them is Joe eating pickled fish.
I love pickled fish.
Joe will lap up a whole herring in one.
I'll eat all of it if you bring that up.
You get two plates. Boil, slap some vinegar in your eye via his tongue.
Jesus. Him eating a tub of roll mop. Oh, God.
Oh, I'm getting roll mops now. I only thought that. Mouth watering.
Joe recently obviously looked after Luke while I was in Philadelphia. I found there was a little jar of cockles. Yeah, and you've eaten them since.
Yeah, I have.
They were there for you.
Dad got them and I forgot they were there.
I saw this. I
was very excited when he reminded me they were there. I tell you what, the greatest export to come out of Sweden ever, and we should all dish them out by the boatload.
Freddie Ljungberg.
Zinn.
Oh, well, yeah, Zinn.
Is that where they were made?
Yeah, Sweden is responsible for those little bad boys.
How are they? They're not responsible for Zinn, they're responsible for Snus.
Yeah, but they're all from Sweden.
Yeah, but Zinn, I feel like
it's Swedish.
Because I thought the Swedes and the Nordic world are responsible for Snus, which is the tobacco version.
No, these are all Swedish. They've got Swedish flags all over.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
But by the way,
Joe came,
so don't
came prepared. Yeah.
I did. I know a lot about these tubs. I look at them a lot.
There you go.
It's weird that we don't have it over here then. Like, I know we have forms of it, but we don't have Zinn.
Yeah, we got Velo, we got Nordic Spirit, other good ones
are available. We're not sponsored by any kind of nicotine products.
I should be.
I'm straight edge, and I don't even want to talk about it.
I'm running on it these days.
Yeah.
I run on two things. Happiness and Coca-Cola.
Well, happiness comes in the form of a little white pouch.
Oh, no. I don't like the sound of it. It doesn't even sound right.
Teamed with a Coca-Cola.
Teamed with it. All of that sounds wrong. Your Nordic Spirit.
Wow.
It's always called Nordic Spirit.
Yeah, it's Nordic.
It's Nordic.
I call them Little Martin Odegaards.
So that means Saturday night we've got to be holding our meatballs, putting up flat pack furniture, chewing on some Zins.
Yeah.
Because that's what you do, isn't it? You chew on them.
I'm going to be doing it. Yeah, you chew on them.
You
like chewing gum. And then don't swallow it, though.
That's really cool. But no, like I said, on YouTube, leave a comment below. Let us know what other, Swedish dishes that we might be missing. Because we're being stereotypical. We're being typical English people.
Yeah.
Where we're going, it's meatballs and IKEA and some pouches in your lips. But realistically, there's probably some lovely ones.
I'll do some research afterwards, and I'll make a decision. Probably knowing me, it will be a decision whilst on that drive to Swansea Tesco's, mate. I'll make the decision, or whilst I'm in that far fetch Tesco.
Cresco.
Going back to your
Cresco.
No, that's his welcome, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Could I so?
Yeah.
Could I so? Do you want to cook? Welsh people are lovely.
They are.
Going back, let's bookend this of Eurovision now never fails to disappoint. Because one, we don't watch it for the UK to win.
No.
We just watch it for the pure enjoyment, and every year it delivers in some way. A well-rounded, you get the great performances, and you get the absolute nutty stuff.
Yeah, you get people churning butter. You get Lordy. You get guys on scooters. You get some guys screaming.
Yeah,
it's good stuff. I love it.
It's fantastic.
It's the best thing.
And I feel like I've made it my day now. Way above my birthday as well. Like it's become a thing for me. So I quite like that.
You prioritize it very highly, and I appreciate that.
Well, someone asked me this week if I was available on this Saturday for a certain
swap
event, and I said no, it's Eurovision. And they said, "Are you into Eurovision?" I was like, "Yeah, it's good." I was like, "But Bruno loves it, so I'm going to be there."
I'm not into Eurovision. I'm into Bruno.
They don't know who Bruno is. I just said that Bruno loves it. I'm going to be there.
But no, Bruno is the most Eurovision name you can have. So Bruno, I want to do a little quick quiz with you. So
mate, you're asking me all the questions today.
If these countries were to win Eurovision, so therefore next year was hosting, what would the dish be next year for these places? This is quick fire.
I like this.
All right.
So you're the chef. Italy.
Jesus.
Really? You can't have it?
Oh, I don't.
Oh my God. What?
But whoa.
What was that?
That's a cannibal.
Yeah, I don't know.
Lasagna.
Lasagna. Okay, Norway.
I haven't got great knowledge of cuisine here. Move on, next one. I don't know.
Next one is Greece.
Ooh. I'm gonna say this isn't a traditional one, but there's a soft spot in my heart for it. Chicken a la creme.
Okay. Maybe some nice heroes as well, like
miniatures. The Portugal.
Do you know what I might? Portugal.
There's a very obvious one.
I don't know.
Portugal.
Peri peri chicken.
Peri peri chicken. Very true.
Wow. Damn it. Yeah. Damn it.
And Bruno, of course, what's going to happen?
Their neighbours.
Spain.
Neighbours.
Yeah.
Some paella.
Paella.
Yeah.
What about France?
Snails.
Je déteste.
Yeah, coq au vin.
What about when this does happen?
That's tasty, Joe. That is tasty.
Oh yeah.
What is coq au vin?
Coq au vin.
Yeah. Very, 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 very tasty. Yeah. On who could win? Apparently, the Swiss are quite favourites to win.
And what would you do, Bruno, for that one?
Something with some Gruyere on top.
Little Swiss chocolate.
Swiss jockey.
Mm.
Oh, should we do a like? Oh,
should we do a Swiss thing?
Yeah. Should we get right into it?
Fish.
Pickled fish and Swiss.
Yeah.
Bruno, and the last one, obviously, because this is going to happen for next year. The United Kingdom.
Fish and chips, mate.
Fish and chips.
Lovely.
From the boy himself.
Beer battered fish.
Beer battered fish.
Oh.
We have.
Do you know what? It's actually. We are a trash country, but if you do it right, that can be so good.
Yeah. Crazy. Paella. Peri peri chicken with Swiss chocolate. That chicken creme that Bruno was talking about from Greece. Beautiful pasta, and in English, like fish and chips. Put some beer in that batter. It's just mad.
Toad in the hole.
Is that British?
I don't know.
I think it is. I think it actually is.
A beef Wellington.
I've never had a beef Wellington. I really want a beef Wellington.
A fry up.
Why are you doing that condescending face to me?
I don't know. I'm not sure if I could. I'm not sure if I try and make a beef Wellington at the ranch. Yeah, it's gonna. I'm not sure. Yeah,
we could easily just go to a restaurant that serves it.
Yeah, we could, but I do like making one. It's a very good skill to make. Like, it's got all sorts. Got a lot of stuff to it.
Is that the deal that you kind of have, like, you have like a joint, not a joint of beef, but like a beef?
It's normally a fillet of beef, a whole fillet.
Is this when they kind of sometimes they'll put like, I don't know this, but there'll be like some kind of garlic butter or something. They roll it and then they roll another thing, and then they put it in that little like.
Yeah, it's usually mustard, so it's usually
Dijon.
like a thin layer of mustard. Then they wrap it in a crepe to stop it from the meat juices from soaking the pastry. Then it's on top of a mushroom duxelle, which is then wrapped in puff pastry, and then you get all fancy with the puff pastry.
When you tightly like wrap it, because you do that like cellophane thing, right?
Yeah, for the
and
meat,
it looks like a stomach or something. Well, how do you cook it then with that in it? Does that go in the fridge for a while?
I think that goes to set, because I'm not sure the ones that you've seen, but you don't cook it in the plastic. But I've done that with chicken. Remember all the chicken stuff that I've done before,
with
the
the
stuffed
cheese
ones?
and bits inside.
Yeah. So
it's like
similar.
Isn't it?
It's a similar principle to that, and it pretty much is, Joe. Yeah, it's a very posh, very expensive sausage roll.
What kind of jus do we have on there? Like little jus.
It's a very rich red wine jus.
I'll tell you, beef Wellington is one of the things that I'll watch a whole video on TikTok if I see a beef Wellington start getting made. It just makes me feel really happy. I'll tell you who I was talking to about a bit of food last night in the old DMs.
Oh yeah,
it's Peppercorn number 5. I think.
Oh, Sammy Smooth.
I'm number 5. He's 4.
Yeah.
So, Electric Sammy Smooth, or whatever we want to call him.
Sammy Stoker at poker.
Yeah, I sent him some Baron Corbin because he had some.
Oh,
I don't know if you saw it
Corbin's
last night.
good.
He made some like blackened joints that he did.
I haven't seen it, but
and it looked like just really good. And he sliced it, and it was rare, and it just looked great. And I sent it to Sam, and he was telling me about a flatbed that he had to put on his barbecue. You know, like a flat.
yeah.
You know, the ones you want, but
yeah.
And I said to him, because he made burgers for people, and I think he was, trying to show off his flatbed.
Yeah.
I said, "Do you have one of the little pushers, little iron things to push the meat down?" He's like, "Oh, yeah.
I have one of them.
That's a part of it. You know what I mean? That's a part of the whole."
Yeah, it is a huge part of it.
If we lived in America, grilling would be. I'd love to grill.
And when they have those really nice grills outside, they're like built in.
Yeah,
and like hot plates and stuff, like smokers. I wouldn't be indoors.
100%. I yearn for those days.
It's honestly,
I can't wait to get that set up.
It would be so good.
If you could pick a state to live in, Bruno, where would it be?
It would most likely be Texas or I think Carolina.
That's pretty much exactly what we said earlier.
We just had this discussion before we started, and we said Texas. And I said I'll go. I basically said I'd go anywhere we've been. Not anywhere, but I went Arizona, Texas, Georgia, Florida, and then I would push to North Carolina because it just seems nice.
Yeah.
And obviously, if I was in North Carolina, I could then go chat to my friend Keith Scott and just ask him exactly what happened in that hallway. And the reason I'm bringing this up is
I think everyone knows what happened in that hallway.
But I'm knee deep in One Tree Hill.
Nice.
And I think we've talked about it slightly before, but Joe and I, years back, got given the DVDs. We got to season, turns out season 6.
2007 this was.
Yeah. So we went to season 6 and we got about halfway through and we stopped. And obviously, if you haven't watched One Tree Hill, a couple of spoilers coming here. Not a lot, but potential could slip out of my little mouth.
Your voice is going a little bit like Sophia Bush right now as well.
The more I watch it, the more I feel better about my voice because of her. Because sometimes I have conversations with people and they're like, just breathe. And I'm like, my baby lungs are the same size as Sophia Bush's, and I don't know how to. But we got about halfway through. Lissy and I started again about 4 years ago, and we got to the exact same point.
Yeah.
And she knew about something that happens around where I am now, which is about 3/4 of the way through season 6. I think I'm beyond the part that we ever got to.
Oh, wow.
But I think we're about where Lissy and I dropped off, and we are in. We're looking strong. We're certainly going to see out season 6. I feel good that we've got the legs to go the distance because I can't wait to find out what happens with Jamie.
Yeah.
I can't wait to find out what happens with Brooke. Mm-hmm. I don't know about this Sam kid that's very new, and I only ever learned about her briefly.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, there's Stephen Clay's just hanging about, and I forgot about that. He's a gorgeous man, looks like Walcott.
Yeah.
And then that singer Mia, who is Sarah Bailey Ellis, or whatever her name is in real life. What's her real name?
Katie Vogel.
Katie Vogel.
Oh.
And she sang Cherry Trees. And all these characters.
Yeah.
But I'd completely forgotten about certain things that happened in the season. And I'm going to test Joe a little bit because I want to know where I actually jumped off.
I'm really confused still.
They turned Lucas's book into a film.
Yep, I remember this.
Dawson's Creek is a drug addict.
What?
James Van Der Beek.
Is he in it?
Okay, so this is, I think he would remember that. So you knew they were turning it into a movie. You didn't know who the director was going to be.
No.
We must have dropped off early then. Because Lissy and I definitely knew James Van Der Beek was in it. He's a drugged up director. It's so
that sounds
he's very good. And he's and he steals Lucas's pitch, doesn't he, to get the job?
Yeah, he does.
Okay, that's starting to sound familiar now.
Yeah, he's like and he gets a helicopter and he hires Peyton, the person who plays Peyton, to be his assistant. It's very I'll tell you this though, Bruno, you made a good point because you brought this up last time you heard the address, the physical address here.
Which is
Jamie really ties that program together. And I can see
he is the glue.
He is the glue, the child. Nathan and Haley's child.
Oh yeah.
He holds that whole show together. He is the soul of the show. He kind of makes them see things that they're not seeing, and other people, I don't know. But I need to bring one thing up, and I don't know. This will. You can't forget this once you see it, so you'll know this. Dan Scott's waiting for our heart.
Yeah.
A dog eats it.
Yeah.
You remember this?
Yeah.
Okay. That might be the craziest scene in any sitcom that's ever happened. They literally make fun of it in the same episode. And later on, they're laughing at the whole concept of it. And I was like,
mate, because, hey,
this show got 3 more seasons after that. That's mad.
I'm really... So once you get to the end of season 6 and you start getting into season 7, I want to know whether that burst of energy that you have remains, because it's tough with pretty much a 75% new cast.
Is it?
So it's...
These long-running shows, they do that. They hit walls sometimes. You have to push through.
I'll say this. I'm interested because I somehow started to watch this in 2007. And I've never got beyond the point I'm at right now. Mm. And for a show that I know six seasons about, I don't actually know how the last 3 seasons go or how it ends. I have no clue. I don't even understand the background to it, like who stays, who goes. I have no clue. And the fact that I've stayed spoiler-free, considering Bruno's a supermarket, it's quite exciting to actually get to watch a show that has finished so long ago, and I know so much about, but I actually don't know how it ends.
I did this with Walking Dead. I watched the first maybe 3 or 4 seasons of Walking Dead when they were on, and I never went back. And I've just now almost finished the 11th season. And to watch that, and there was only a couple of things I knew about in there. But for a show like that has a lot of big moments that are usually plastered everywhere.
Yeah.
I didn't have a clue we were getting to the point we're getting to right now.
That's what you want. That's what it's all about. I felt that way about Pretty Little Liars. Because I felt like I'd watched the trailer of the first episode a million times on Netflix, just scroll past, thinking, what can we start?
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, not for me. And then we just went for it. And it was so good. But the fact that we had 5 or whatever seasons there are just sat there, and you can just see it out, is such a nice feeling. Then as opposed to waiting.
Hey, you got 6 series of Gossip Girl to catch up on now as well.
Yeah, did you know that program is actually a mystery of who Gossip Girl is?
Yeah. It's Pretty Little Liars before Pretty Little Liars.
Yeah,
during COVID, I started watching Gossip Girl.
I haven't started it. I tried to watch the first episode, and I got 7 minutes in.
I think I watched a couple of seasons of it.
Yeah, and
you got to give the pilot. The pilot is quite rancid. Yeah,
if you like nice, like mid-90s to 2000 vibes, that's the vibe.
And Lance Bass is in it, so that's obviously a massive thing because I'll enjoy that whatever happens.
Oh my god!
I wanted to ask one more One Tree Hill question. My favourite scene that I've found so far, other than the dog eating Dan's heart in front of him.
The heart,
the way the guy falls is hilarious. Dan Scott is in all of my favourite scenes.
Yeah.
There's a scene, when it goes 50s. Do you remember that episode?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate these episodes.
Yeah. I hated those. Every show around that time did an episode in that. In that year, everyone had a 50s episode. It was
like
really
Smallville,
weird.
I remember. I feel like I had one like that.
Yeah.
Weird.
It did, yeah.
There's a bit where Haley is the singer and Dan's like her agent or whatever.
Yeah.
And the way he talks to her and then he grabs her, kisses her, she slaps him. And the way they're talking in 50s, slapping, genuinely might be the best scene. But I think the best scene ever is Dan, it picks Jamie up or drops Jamie at school, and there's a kid that he's having an issue with, and her mum comes and sees him. He goes, hi, Mr. Skull. And he goes, I heard your boy's having an issue with Jamie. She's like, yeah, blah. And he goes, I was in prison. And then she goes, sorry. And he goes, murder. And then he just lifts his window and drives off. And I think that's just a funny. That character is hilarious.
He is very good. He kind of apart from Jamie, makes that show, I think. Well.
Yeah, and I tell you who doesn't. Peyton and Lucas. They can get they depress the life out of me, and he won't.
Hey, mate, you ready? Couple more episodes, mate, and you're all right.
Well, that might be a spoiler alert. Do you know what I mean? What's that mean?
No, stop.
What happened?
You
know that?
I don't know anything. I know nothing. My hands are clean of this. Bruno, what's that reference on? Come on. Think into the memory bank.
No, I can't.
No, go on. You got it. Keep going.
No. I generally can't. I'll wipe my hands of this.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Is it Triple H in the corridor after the Montreal Screwjob?
Shut up. I would never have got that.
That's why it's funny.
What?
My hands are clean of this one.
My hands are clean of this one. Anyway.
It wasn't even on TV. It was It was a documentary.
It was a documentary
It was a
about-
real-life conversation between Bret Hart's wife and Triple H.
I know. Do you know anything about it? My hands are clean on this one. He knew.
It was Triple H, wasn't it?
I think, or it
of
might be
course
Sean.
is.
Was it Sean in the locker room?
I don't know. We're making ourselves look like
That could be a Mandela.
Wow.
That's a Mandela effect.
I can only imagine Sean saying it.
It was Sean.
It's Sean.
It was Sean.
Sean
Wow,
Michael Hickenbottom.
hey, I
Born
would
in
never have
Texas.
known then because
He
you
wasn't.
didn't know.
He was born in Arizona.
He was. We found that out.
Mm.
Fun fact.
Wow.
Bruno,
Yeah.
I have a question. How was your bank holiday?
My bank holiday was good. It was alright. It today feels weird, to be honest. Coming back to work, it doesn't feel like a Tuesday. Like it took me until about midday to realize that we were going to record tonight. So
Oh wow,
it was a bit strange.
you were awake.
How was your? I know. I've been hooked to a game. It's bad.
Is it Madden?
No,
'Cause I am.
Not like you.
I'm playing Madden on the iPhone at the minute as well.
Mate, I have seen every time I go on to see if Scott's because I do a little thing where I've got the PlayStation app and I like to see if anyone's on.
Yeah.
And then if someone's on, then I'll come on.
Yeah.
And every single time Scott is just on Madden. I'm like, all right, mate, he's getting his $13.99's worth, isn't he?
It wasn't my $13.99, was it?
Yeah, I know my $13.39.
13.
Yeah, it's gone down.
It's down.
It's like a massive.
Correct. This year's one.
It's
I tell
because
you
the
this.
season's over, Joe.
Oh, it's not the new one.
I'll say it's
No.
Be a pro. I'm a running back. Came from
Long
the Longhorns.
Yeah.
I went to the combine at the gorgeous Lucas Oil Stadium, and I've not experienced this on the game before. But you have to bench press, and you got to do it by holding a button and then flicking really quick. You got to do full.
You could get that 220 up and down, boy.
Yeah.
All right, you sold me.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah, my combine. I got like 17 or something. I was worst.
That's
I was,
not too bad,
I was
is
the
it?
worst in the list.
I think we tried this a few years back in real life, and I think I managed 19.
I remember you said I didn't. The side to side shuttle, 40-yard dash. I was like Newins when we used to play that Olympics game. We had like
man.
blisters.
Yeah.
Did that. You have to do a quiz of how much you know about the current NFL.
Oh.
And this is why I want to know how many Bruno gets out.
Did they? Okay. Did they quickly? Did they do a thing where they asked you to recite the plays back to them?
No.
Oh, I think it potentially was the last one, and I did it. That was mental. It was like, how well are you? Like, because obviously I'm the quarterback. How well are you good at reciting the plays back? I'm like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, go for it. Let's see the knowledge.
I'm not going to tell you because I think it's the same 10, and I want you to have a go. But I can tell you this:
okay.
The only way you'll beat me is if you get 10 out of 10 because I got 9 out of 10.
Oh.
And I felt confident about most of it. One of them I had to guess because some of them are like in a dime package. How would the coach refer to it? A 13, 11, a 12, or a 14 package or something? I was just like, I don't know what you just said, but I got it right. I had a guess. I had an educated guess.
Is it multiple choice? Is it?
Yeah.
I won't get one wrong
then. Please log on tonight and do that.
Can I try and answer that one you just asked?
I don't know the answer, and I don't know. The question might not have made sense.
But yeah,
I don't remember.
I get what you mean, though.
It was just crazy. But
mate,
because I was worst in the draft.
Yeah.
Because my combine was pretty poor. I ended up at the old Carolina Panthers.
What pick did you go?
I can't remember. It wasn't early. It was the second day.
Mate, did you get a little bit? Did that put a little bit of
a chip on my shoulder?
Like, yeah, did it?
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
That's good.
Right. I've gone to the divisional round of the playoffs both years.
Nice.
2 years deep, mate. You are.
I'm third year.
There,
I'm 3. We started at 0-3 in the second year,
Yeah.
and we ended up being number 1 seed, and we lost straight away to Dallas Cowboys. This is what happened. Who's the Carolina quarterback? Is it Bryce Young? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Or it was on the game.
Right.
Yeah. Because I run the ball a lot, because obviously I'm a running back, and they're not very good. It's very frustrating to watch. We had a game against the Dallas Cowboys, and I had to win to go to the championship game. First play, I thought I'm going to do a play action and catch him off guard. He wheels around and Micah Parsons takes him out for the whole game. Injury. They bring in a guy who can't throw the ball. So I had to run every play. And the clock was going. I'd keep running and just pounding it, basically. I was down by 7, and I got a touchdown. Then they got a touchdown. I had a minute to get it by running it.
Yeah.
And that was hard. Got it. Went to overtime. They got a touchdown, and then I couldn't do anything with it. And they won. And I was like, well, no, I did get a touchdown, and then they got a field goal to finish the overtime. And I was like, what can I do? And it made me want to leave, but I don't know how to leave.
They offer you contracts and stuff, do they?
Nothing's come up yet, but it's my third
you can
year.
request a trade.
After 3 years. I can't find that button. But we brought in Marquise Brown.
Mm.
Hollywood Brown.
And he is much better than the receiver we had before. I think his name was Mitten.
Mitten?
Yeah.
That doesn't ring a bell.
But I tell you what, the game is very good.
Is it?
Yes.
I got it on iPhone.
I know you did.
It's kind of like, what's the FIFA one?
The
Ultimate Team.
Ultimate Team.
It's like that. It's similar to that.
That's good.
Oh, yeah, you can play that. Yeah, on PlayStation. Talking of the NFL and the bank holiday weekend, have either of you caught up on the Roast of Tom Brady?
Not yet.
I feel like the biggest jokes. I haven't seen all of it at all.
Okay.
But I've caught up with a lot of it.
It was phenomenal. I can't recommend it enough.
It's mad.
It was so good. It was so good.
Who was on there that I was interested by? Was Bert Kreischer on there, or was he just sat there?
Yeah.
How many
Bert
people
Kreischer and sorry?
How many people?
A lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
A lot.
Was it Jeff Ross that said something you didn't like?
Yeah, when he told him not to say it.
I don't feel like that was something. I feel like that was just a little bit. I don't feel like that was actually serious because they said a whole lot worse about him. I don't know.
I saw Gronk spike the shot glass and it hurt someone in the front row.
I didn't see that. I don't know why.
It's hurt someone. He like takes a shot and then spikes it, but like the glass hit a load of people and it's hurt people.
Hey, that's Gronk being Gronk, isn't it?
Yeah. The thing he said about Philadelphia fans and then Kevin Hart standing up genuinely made me laugh. The way he like walked to the end of the stage and was like pulling up his like Kevin Hart in general just makes me laugh. He's like pulling up his trousers and looking around.
Yeah. He's so animated. So it was hosted by Kevin Hart. Obviously the roast master. Why is his name? No. Who does the Comedy Central roast normally? Like he was there.
Not the one Joe just said, Jeff Ross.
He just said, yeah.
Jeff Ross.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh?
Jeff Ross.
Yeah, Jeff Ross. So it was that setup, and then halfway through, they did a Kill Tony segment with Tony Hinchcliffe, where he went out to the crowd to do certain things, and then obviously he like destroyed. And then there was so many, and then they brought in right at the end, they brought in the general, didn't they? Peyton.
Did they? I haven't seen that.
Yeah. Oh my god. It was the mix of people and the football players actually being able to read from a teleprompter and deliver well.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Yeah.
Nice.
And there's so many insider things, like the Deflategate got brought up a lot. There was a lot of Bill Belichick leaving that woman's house at 6 a.m. when the Ring doorbell came up.
Yeah.
It's so good, honestly, because I feel like this is the first roast. Like, so I enjoyed the Charlie Sheen ones. All the other ones. Peyton obviously had one, but this one, I've been such a Brady fan for such a long time. I'm so deep in NFL that I know all the intricacies. Yeah. Anyway,
it's comedy and your passion.
It just made it so.
It's on Netflix, isn't it?
Yeah, it was live.
Yeah,
I saw Eli's tweet said I was invited, but I didn't want to roast it for a third time, and I thought that was good. The Mannings have done such a good job, with what they've done. Yeah. Who would have thought those two would have actually been such personalities? Yeah, because they were such kind of by the by the books.
They're very dry.
As Scott would say, vanilla quarterbacks. You know.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't say that about those guys. Andrew Luck is, but I mean those two are just Eli was a nutter. He was a Dallas Cowboy quarterback waiting to happen. That's what I mean. Peyton was not. No. He was too good for the Cowboys.
Way too good.
You didn't have to back that. I was doing something really nice there. As far as the bank holiday went, I was just interested. Yeah, how do you spend it? Working?
I was working, so I don't really see a bank holiday. Really.
Oh.
Yeah. A lot of people turn up
Sunday.
A lot of people turn up at work on a bank holiday.
Yeah, you're busy.
A lot of visitors.
Yeah, that's good.
On the Monday or yesterday?
Yeah.
The weekend was nice. I had a nice meal with my girlfriend's family and Sunday was a nothing day, which was lovely. Yeah, Monday was busy though.
Oh no, I went on a family walk.
Family walk?
Yeah.
What, everyone?
Yeah.
That's different.
Yeah,
That's
later in the
nice,
day
I like
as well as we had Bubble and Squeak.
Nice.
Lissy and I moved her office around, so that was most of the day. And then we finished off with some Trivial Pursuit.
Nice.
Nice. The actual office.
Yeah, Lissy's actual office is now back to.
Is she back in there now?
Yeah.
Nice.
And then we finished it off by watching Ten Hag's Tricky Reds.
Oh yeah.
Versus Crystal Palace. And I'll say this. That was such an easy game to make money on.
Yeah, well, I made a lot of money this weekend.
I wish I did.
Mate, I couldn't have put more money on Crystal Palace to win that. Or Mateta, Elise, and Eze to get a shot on target.
I made a lot of money off Onana making saves as well.
Honestly, I'd never been that confident about a bet. Bet responsibly.
Yeah.
And by the way, when I say I couldn't have put more money on, I put £7 on it. But I mean, in my world, that's crazy.
I made about £100 this weekend on bets.
Just relax. Yeah, honestly, that might be the worst performance I've ever seen a team do. And it's going to be backed up by potentially the cagiest, best performance in their lifetime. And Bruno and I are going to get to this on a different podcast.
Yeah. It genuinely could. But I have a feeling that this is just going to set up where we're going to tank out. And then I feel like the players they'll come in for the FA Cup. And I think that will be it.
Yeah. If you played Casemiro, by the way, played centre back last night. And I
basically the past 3 games are centre back.
Yeah, I've never seen someone play centre back quite like it. And I basically had my teleprompter. I was going to Jamie Carragher in the front room last night with my father. We couldn't believe the amount of. If there was like an asteroid had hit the pitch and there was a giant hole in the middle, and this guy kept popping out like a trapdoor spider and just jumping past people. Right. It was honestly the craziest football game I think I've ever watched. I couldn't believe what was happening. I was like, this is chaotic.
Evans wasn't fit.
No, he wasn't, but he still put it in. And as a lot of people said, you had about 15 bloody injuries last night.
Yeah.
How many injuries would you have if you were in a title race, do you reckon? Just saying. It's a good point. How many of them could have played? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, this is from Goldbridge. It's not my thought.
Yeah.
It's not an original thought. But Bruno, we did give you our doctor, and we had about 10 years worth of 50 injuries a year, and we have no injuries.
What the boniest head of bonehead moves to make to get that Arsenal doctor?
Yeah, because he's a legend in football, apparently. But I mean, literally, if you've been an Arsenal fan, we have 20 injuries at any one time for our whole year. This year is the first year.
Yeah.
We are fully fit. 2 games to go. And the only thing that's changed is this doctor.
Yeah.
And the last thing he did was during Timber's medical.
Oh, no.
And 3 days later, he tore his ACL. So the last person he even touched us.
Something's up.
Anyway, we talked a bit of Montreal. We talked about a bit of Eurovision. Bank holidays.
Yeah.
What I wanted to do before we get to Pepper and Cornet, because I don't want to do it right at the end, because we still might have people listening, because people's attention spans, these idiots that listen to the show, they sometimes won't get to the end. So I want to say this right now. Go to YouTube.
You calling our fans idiots?
They're the biggest idiots if they're listening to this.
Wow.
No, I mean...
The idiots are the ones that aren't listening.
So they aren't. Yeah.
You go to YouTube, the Peppercorn Boys, give us a follow there, like the videos, do all that kind of stuff. Comment again, for example, the Swedish delicacies, like Swedish fish. Maybe we should have a bowl of Swedish fish.
Yes.
But we should mix in the herring, so you don't know what you're going to get. You get a big slimy piece of herring, or you get a lovely little Swedish fish.
Nice.
And if you're already watching that over here, go to iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, go give us a 5-star review over there. Make sure you download it. Download all the episodes because it looks great on our algorithms. But if you've done all that, just go to your friends, physically knock on their door like you used to when you were a kid, and then go, hey, is Emma home? No? I can see her. Bring her here. She comes over and you say, download the Peppercorn Boys. Go to YouTube. Go on your iPad. Go and get your little grubby little fingers and just slap that little like button over and over again. And that's the end of my little bit.
And if you can get close enough to a stranger, just slip on a note in their pocket saying, download the Peppercorn Boys.
I've not been opposed to actually getting people's phones and downloading the podcast.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it.
That's impressive.
If you put it automatic download, then you know what's happening.
Yeah.
Now, we can get 100,000 people to do that.
Can I borrow your phone a minute?
Yeah, give me your phone. That's what I said.
I need to call someone.
So, My pepper and cornet. I'm going to go first.
Oh, you're going first, are you?
Yeah, and I just said Bruno's going to hit us on the back because he probably didn't hear it just then. I said pepper and corn. The whole show is about pepper or cornet.
You can pepper and cornet if you want.
No, you can't, Joe. That's your problem.
You can do what you want.
My pepper or cornet is the back of people's heads.
Yay!
Okay, and specifically men's heads.
Yeah.
Because women's heads are lovely.
And it's normally, if they have got long hair, it's normally very similar.
You can't see it. And it's usually brushed. I've noticed this. It's something that we don't think about as men. And with my mullet, we don't think to brush our hair. But you really notice it, don't you?
Yeah, I got a little thing.
Talk about yourselves, yeah.
Yeah. Bruno, you brush the back of your head, do you?
Well, it doesn't need really that much. Like,
he keeps it tight back there.
He keeps it very tight.
I keep it tight and loose.
Well, this is it. You've got to get tight to get loose.
Tight and loose. Let's go.
But do you know when you're like paying for fuel and there's a guy in front of you and you're probably, in my case, probably too close to people.
Yeah.
I'm 6 inches from the guy's back of his head. And you see a pimple, a little skin tag. You can see the rash from where he's had a skin fade. You can see his neck and you're just there. And you're like, there's nothing more in this world that annoys me than the back of people's heads. And what annoys me most is I'm not too fond of the back of my own head. Yeah. So I don't know if I'm upsetting other people with the back of my head because it's a little thin.
You might be, yeah.
It's not
the back of your head's not thin.
Well, at the top, you know. I'm tall enough that most people aren't looking down on me.
It's very luscious back there.
Thank you.
Like you're sitting about this far away from the wall and your hair's touching
apart from me.
Yeah, Bruno can see above me. Here's the thing, though. Bruno's got a big top end of his head. And like I've said before, if it wasn't for my shins, I'm a 5'9" guy. And that's why my attitude's of a short king. But Bruno, he's actually 6 foot. But this area is gigantic. Yeah. You know? So when he says he's behind me and he's taller than me, he is. But his eyes are lower than my eyes. That's the thing. Is if you ever put us next to him, his eyes are lower. So he's not seeing anything. I feel like
you've got a bigger forehead than I have,
I don't like what you just said. Because I said nothing about your forehead. I was just saying your head was bigger than mine.
but you're saying that from that part, my eyes are the same. So the only bit between that is the forehead.
Yeah, no, it's the hair.
No, because your head is bigger than mine.
Oh,
it's up here.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm thinking Bruno's chin to his eye is a good 8 inches. His eye to the top of his head is a good 11 inches. And I'm just saying, mine is a good 4 inches, little mealy mouth down here. You couldn't even get a muzzle on it. And then the nose or the eye up. Yeah, I've got a 5 head. He's just pointed it out. I've even had it pointed out on me on TikTok Live this week. 5 head. Really? That came up in Montreal, by the way.
Did it?
Lucas said it to the guy with the funny grin. There's his name. Jeremy or something. The guy who was going to produce the film that we used to be with Peyton. Julian. And Lucas goes, you with your big forehead. Just out of nowhere. I was like, and then he goes, I call it a 5 head, and then did his face.
You got to be proud of it. You got to represent it. You know?
I don't mind a 5 head, but I didn't like Bruno calling out. But what I'm going to say is we're not talking about the front of people's heads, we're talking about the back of people's heads.
It's more the movement of their head. When you're looking at them from behind and they're kind of doing this.
I remember being in HMV looking at CDs and someone who's short than you walk in front of you and stare at CDs. Yeah. And I just want to push them towards the rack.
In the CD.
Into the CDs.
Just so they jam like an AFI CD in their mouth or something.
I do get that 100%.
Yeah.
But I'm also a little bit thingy because last week you took a big look at the back of my head last week and took pictures of the back of my head last week.
Very
so
impressive.
I feel like this is quite targeted as well. Like I feel like a little bit like
no, it's not, the back of your head, lovely.
I'd kill for that.
That's called an alpha.
I'd kill for that.
What Bruno's got going there is like
king head.
I've got strength. And I've enjoyed myself.
You'd only see a crown on the top of that. Like, just
a little crown. And what annoys me most
I've got the crown of my head, mate.
Yeah. No, you need a big, like, sparkly, like, one with the cushion around
with gems on it. I'll say this. He's got a very full crown of his head as well.
He does,
so it's very upsetting.
He's a very impressive human.
I tell you this. I found it this week that if the actual reason men lose their hair is way too high testosterone for their body.
Yeah, because when people do take testosterone,
they lose hair.
They lose their hair. Yeah.
So I found this out this week that the actual.
You gonna get your test levels done?
I wanted to get my test levels done, but the actual hormone that makes people's hairs fall out is testosterone, and it's a type of, I can't remember, it's DTE or something. It's a type of testosterone. So if people have low testosterone, the fuller the hair. The lower the higher the testosterone, the thinner the hair, and to a point where it actually falls out. But the beard usually grows with high testosterone. Yeah. So I don't know what's going on with me. So I need to figure this one out.
You just got a weird cocktail, mate. You got a weird cocktail test. Yeah. You know.
But I mean, you can hear me talk. Like I literally talked to Peppercorn number 4. Yeah. And he squints when I'm talking. So I mean, I've got energy for days. Yeah. I don't sleep for long periods, and I do a lot. So my test could be quite.
You're a large human.
I'm quite a large person. Obviously not as big as Bruno.
We're all big boys.
Because he's always looking down at me. Yeah. Anyway, back at people's heads, I'm going to heavily corn it.
I'm going to corn it as well, because it's annoying.
I'm corning.
I had this feeling driving to that dinner on Saturday, looking at people's resting faces as well, just to take it to a sidebar. Like, their faces, when they're not concentrating, they're just doing stuff.
Yeah, he's the worst of it.
It's just like... their faces are just there. Like, they're not doing anything.
Mouth breathing, like, mouth open.
Yeah, they're not doing anything in particular. Their faces are just being faces.
Yeah, it annoys me when people get tired sometimes.
Tiredness, yeah. It annoys me when I get tired.
It annoys me.
I get angry at myself.
I get angry at you.
When I catch myself with a resting face and I see the back of my head, I get angry too.
Joe's a big one of me.
Yeah.
Like, if you say, like, you do something, he goes, he's like Ross. Yeah. He goes, yeah, what do you want? He's like, I don't really get to do it anymore because there was a whole thing you did right at the start of it. Bruno does this. He goes,
I have a lot of facial expressions for sure.
Yeah. I
get on people's nerves.
The drinking milk is the best facial expression you'll see out of Bruno.
Is that the eye thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen he does that with bench presses as well.
He does. He looks at the bar and at you.
He looks at you.
He's checking the spot. And he's
checking it all. Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I was thinking the other day, because obviously on TikTok I get told I have a lazy eye. I don't think I have a lazy eye, but I do have my eyelid shuts, and it's very frustrating. And I can't
unstick it.
Like I have to do that sometimes to unstick it. I was wondering if someone has a lazy eye, were they actually looking to one side?
No, that's something else.
No, but are they seeing more?
Yeah.
No, they're checking out the periphery.
But what's their vision like? Like, is the pupil still looking like us, but the eye looks a little bit? Or are they, like, because obviously if my eye's looking there and there, I'm seeing everything I'm seeing here, which is like to here. And then I'm seeing to here. Do they see like here? Like I can see the wall right now. Check that.
That's like the fact that I'm blind in this eye, so I can't see any of this stuff over here.
And what if you had like both of them look the opposite? Do you have a dark spot in the middle?
Yeah, you're just checking out over and over there.
Why am I getting deja vu for the second time?
I think we had this conversation, but not on the podcast.
No, yeah, we had it in person. We had it with Lisa.
That's so funny.
Bruno. But I was just wondering, I don't know, I'm very interested. I don't want it to happen to me to find out, but it seems like a little bit of a superpower, if you're asking me.
Go find someone. Go find someone, Scott, mate.
I don't think they want me to point it out and ask them.
If you ask it in a respectful way, mate, and not for a humiliation, mate, I think it'd be alright.
What's your pepper and cornet?
My pepper or cornet this week is that godforsaken trend at the moment where it's such and such. This doesn't have between A and D on the keyboard. Oh my god.
And ironically, between A and D on the keyboard is S.
Yeah.
So he was a little shout out to me.
What's this?
Joe doesn't know about this because Grandpa don't have Twitter. But people say, like, oh, the only thing stopping Man United from winning the next game is between P and I on the keyboard or something. And everyone's like, oh, is it? But it doesn't make any sense. Like, you kind of expecting to look at it and someone's found, like, a word on the keyboard. There's not.
So, what?
The difference between you downloading our podcast or not is between B and V on the keyboard.
They're next to each other.
Yeah, I know. I looked at it. It's not there next to each other. Yeah?
Huh?
Pepper or corn?
Yeah.
I can't stand it. It doesn't make any sense.
I genuinely can't stand it either.
If people are just getting weird enough. Like, we used to have the Harlem Shake.
Yeah.
That was a trend. That was the best. Planking. That was a trend. That was fun.
So, like, if I was to say, if you look at me the wrong way, I'm going to put you between W and T on the keyboard.
No, that's not.
Yeah, look at it.
W and T. The ER. Very good. No, it's not like that.
Is it not that
probably a better.
No, you've
That's
got it
probably
wrong.
a better. That's probably a better version of it.
Yeah, it's a better.
There is one that
doesn't make sense.
It's like I've got something for you tonight. Look between S and F on the keyboard.
Oh,
hey,
I hope
it then got to like, I think it did get to the point of, Joe, your face is really weird. Look between H and L on the keyboard.
JK.
I'll say
JK.
I'll say this. Until your birthday, look between 2 and 5 on the keyboard.
That's kind of the game, isn't it?
I feel like we're doing it better than what it is.
That's a better version. That's a better version of what
No, I
it's
hate
terrible.
It. Can't stand it. Hate the way trends are going. Not as good. Where is the Harlem Shake? Do you know what I mean? Was the Harlem Shake the one where you stay really still, or is it the one where...
No, that's the mannequin challenge.
Well, was
mannequin
that the
challenge, I think. It was the mannequin challenge, wasn't it? That one?
That was good.
Harlem Shake, mannequin challenge.
Didn't England players do a mannequin challenge celebration once? Like Vardy and those guys.
Man United did it during the game the other night.
I was waiting for that.
The only live one was Casemiro. He kept jumping the thing. Bruno, I'm going to heavy corn that. I hate it. I don't understand it.
I'm heavy corning it too.
I'm going to heavy corn it too because I don't get it.
No one does, Joe, so don't feel bad. What's your pepper and corn it while Luke barks in the distance?
Pepper or corn it, guilty pleasures. So I'm going to preface this by saying I listen to Nickelback all day here today. And
that's not a guilty pleasure.
That's what I'm going to say though. Have we gone beyond guilty pleasures now? And guilty pleasures are just who you are.
I'm going to say this. This group of people aren't the people to ask, because in this group,
we have them.
We all agree on a few bands here.
Yeah.
From Hanson.
Yep.
To Bros.
Yep.
To Journey.
Yep.
To Metallica.
Yep.
For Bruno, that band, While She Sleeps, or whatever they're called, Motionless in White.
Yeah.
You know, Nickelback.
Yep.
Creed. The Rat Pack.
Mm-hmm.
And Michael Bublé. And
Backstreet Boys.
All those bands are listened to by everyone in this group.
On a daily basis.
So I don't understand what possibly could be a guilty pleasure. I think music's just music now.
Are you just like, if you've got guilty pleasures, are you just boxing yourself in a bit too much?
I think, you know, when you're in school, for example, I didn't like it when someone who was into emo would wear like nice clothes.
Yeah.
And I'd be like,
you're not representing.
Yeah, when I was 14, I was like,
fake.
Lame. What did you just say?
Fake.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I was like, yeah, they're not real. They're not real like me. Like, I'm straight edge. I've got X's on the wrist. Do you know what I mean? Or the hands. By the way, I'm not like this at all anymore. Yeah. But I feel like some people grow up like that. You know, in Peyton Sawyer in One Tree Hill, if you don't like certain music, like Bob Dylan or something, she's like, oh, you've got no taste.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, just get over it, and music's music.
Yeah. You're boxing yourself in if you got
it. And I can't stand people that hate metal. Don't have to listen to it. You know, people always just shout, I can't stand it.
Yeah.
That statement.
It's the same. Yeah, it's the same as we would say that we hate drum and bass, but we don't go actively saying that we hate drum and bass. We just don't enjoy it. But sometimes there are some bangers.
Yeah, we'll enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly.
I like a bit of dubstep here and there.
Yeah, why not? Yeah. I'd say country music as a whole is probably a good play.
Honestly, like 2013-14, Harlem Shake, dubstep was a thing.
Yeah.
I was just drinking milk and lifting weights. That's all I did. Like, that was prime.
We're overthinking it now.
Yeah, we're massively. Like, what's between T and V, man? It's a G! It's a G! I don't know, I can't even make a sense of that.
G for guilty pleasure.
Whoa. Well, maybe this trend is a thing because it always makes sense.
Guilty pleasures, I'm going to pepper, because I feel like I potentially do have guilty pleasures. Like, I would say, is there any point where you're jamming to something in your car and you maybe drive through a village or through a bunch, like somewhere where it's like there's a lot of people?
There's a lot of
do
kids.
You turn that? Do you turn that down, or do you kind of carry on and own it?
I honestly don't think. The only thing I would turn down in the village is like metal. Yeah. Just because I want to be horrible to like the people.
Yeah.
But I mean, if it was Bop or that really good song like Yearbook on Hanson's first album.
Yeah.
I would keep going hard. I feel quite confident I would.
Well, I was cleaning kennels the other morning, singing very loudly along to Westlife. So
tell you what, Westlife is so underrated. I need to listen to them.
They got some banging tunes.
They are very good, yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, and this is for the boys. I go on Apple Music and I just put My Sacrifice Creed on and then just let it play from there.
Yeah.
And I get Third Eye Blind, I get 3 Days Grace, I get the Goo Goo Dolls.
That Apple generation of songs is good when you put that little
you get
infinity
new stuff
sign on. Yeah, I liked it. I'm gonna, what did I say? Pepper guilty pleasures. So I feel like I do have them.
As much as I don't believe there are guilty pleasures anymore, well, in my world, because I feel like I would, if someone said, what are you listening to, I would just make something up.
They're just pleasures to you, aren't they?
Nothing guilty about it.
I don't feel guilty.
Innocent.
But no, like, if I was listening to, what at the minute would I listen to that's, I'm listening to Many Men by 50 Cent at least twice a day. If someone asks me what I'm listening to, I say 50 Cent, Many Men. And that's not a guilty pleasure, but I mean, if it was Candy Shop and, a nice old lady said, what are you listening to, sir? I don't think I could say Candy Shop.
I don't think it's relatively to just music either. I feel like you can have guilty pleasures with anything.
True.
Yeah,
you can have a guilty pleasure with food. Yeah, exactly. You can have a guilty pleasure that you like. It's
and like I eat my Easter bunny bum first.
Heck yeah. Get that tail in.
Always get the tail first. Now these are guilty pleasures. I drink a can of Coke with a spoon. Fair. These are things that I wouldn't tell people in the street, but I mean I do them in the confines of a locked room.
Yeah. Locked.
I used to drink fizzy drinks by cracking it 0.5 millimeter and then sucking it out and squeezing it in my hand.
You got to suck the venom out.
You're very close to being a crack addict, I think.
All of that didn't seem that way, but it's all just Coca-Cola. I just like a fizzy drink. Yeah. If you give me an orange Fanta, I will only drink it out of a test tube. I don't know why. It's just a thing that I grew up with.
You like those thin glasses, those thin little tumbles, or what they're called?
Tumbles? I love a tumble. Like we were talking about in the group the other day about when the Peppercorns with Peppercorn number 3, Lou. Well, both of them really, but I was going to say Lewis. Getting a Cobra at the Indian, I don't drink. But I mean, they always look so tasty because of those long boys. They put them like a yard long.
Yeah.
But they look so good. So, that's not a guilty pleasure, but I mean, it seems cool. I'm going to pepper it because if it could be considered guilty pleasure, because I never feel guilty, I would still go with it,
Yeah, I'm going to heavy pepper it as well. I love it.
And Bruno's heavy peppered. Bruno, the middle one, there was Joe's, which was, your one. What was your pepper or corner?
The keyboard thing.
The trend. Did you ever pepper or corner? I feel like you never actually said.
Oh, yeah, I did. I think I was talking over you, sorry. It was hard corn.
Hard corn.
Hard corn.
Go watch out for that. Delete your browser.
It's terrible.
You got hard corn over it.
Yeah. It's genuinely infuriates me.
It's so weird. It's just a weird trend. I'm definitely going to put that up on TikTok, though.
Yeah, I'm going to find out. I will find out what it is.
I'll jump on any trend, mate, as long as it gets me some views.
Yeah.
Still trying to figure out, like I'm trying to figure out math still.
Math?
Yeah.
Math is hard, though, in all fairness.
Math is math, mate.
Okay. Math sucks.
He's been really nasty today. Because you opened up to him there saying you were struggling with math. And he said, math. And then I said, I don't like the back of my own head. He goes, yeah, I'll look at it. And then as I said to him, well, we're similar. I said, oh, Bruno, we're similar heights. You've got gorgeous crown. That's what I said. Yeah. His response was, you got a big forehead. So, I mean, if you wanted any proof of Bruno's the type of guy, just listen to the episode and do it with your ears and not with your heart.
I feel like I'm just on the defensive from last week's episode because you're pretty much the whole episode. I edited that and I've listened through like 3 or 4 times. You're saying I don't know how to work hard. I came in hard. I've got like fuel in me.
You do know how to work hard. But you know how to work smart better. That's all.
Yeah.
But hey, if you're on YouTube, obviously go back to the last episode if you haven't seen it. We do rip apart Bruno's work ethic. And then this week we ripped apart my physical appearance the whole time. So enjoy
what we do.
Yeah. And
next week, can you two rip me apart?
Maybe that's the episode.
Yeah.
Tune in to find out.
We might be able to get it in person here.
True.
Yeah,
we should do it during Eurovision in a busy room.
Yeah, we should.
Well, juggling
That would be so good.
But we've got just lapel mics on, and we're just shouting at each other over the screen. I think that'd be good. I'll tell you this. We're going to see Bruno this week.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it. The Peppercorns will be in
I
person.
think it hasn't been that long.
It
I've seen him.
It hasn't.
It hasn't.
How long has it been?
A week.
It's going to be about 10 days.
Jeez. That's pretty cool, though. It's good for your car, I think.
Pretty spooky, yeah. That's a nice little run out, yeah.
Good little run out. Be careful on that drive, though. They do take some tyres. You can follow us, Peppercorn Boys, YouTube and TikTok. I've already done it, but just in case you're still listening. Because Bruno puts a lot of effort into the thumbnails. He's putting less effort in now, but I mean, they're still good. and I'll still go take a picture of my bathroom, ready for it.
Yeah, please, because I didn't get any pictures last week, and that's why it was a little bit rushed and
it looked good
and stuff. It had a very weird, when it was like zoomed out thumbnail. I'm like, that's very weird tint to that thing. But when it's normally on YouTube, it looked okay. I thought. Not my best, not my worst though.
It looked a very like YouTube clickbait type one, I thought. But I liked it.
It is what it is.
Hey,
thank you.
I'm gonna end this episode with I'll see you in a few days, Bruno.
All right. You, Scott.